Hey, this is Dakota, and I'm Coffee with Dakota, where I answer your burning questions. And today's question comes from Vicki, who asked, "What do the colors of the medicine wheel represent?" And there's Buddha. So the medicine wheel is different depending on culture and tribe and person who is working the wheel, etc. So to answer your question would be kind of a not a moot point, but my answer is not going to be the same as maybe someone else's or someone else's or someone else's. Wow, that was a loud bird. So what I would say is that the colors represent whatever for that tribe. Oftentimes the east will have yellow, which will kind of represent that early morning, that fresh start. Red is more the sunset. Some tribes have the red in the west direction, and black is kind of that all-encompassing unknown, which is oftentimes in the north direction, and white can represent that purity, things like that. So really what my answer to the question is going to be is that depending on the wheel that you are studying or that you are working with, the colors will represent something different. Now, having said that, every wheel that you work with, in my opinion, can be modified and shifted to be something that is personal to you and makes sense to you. So we don't always have the same interpretation of different messages, and certainly that is true with the medicine wheel. I think that there's an overall structure, and that we can fill it in how it fits for us personally. And so for me, I take like the Lakota, Native American, and I also take the Celtic spirit wheel, and I kind of combine the two and have created this wheel that really is reflective of my path and makes sense to me personally, Dakota Walker. And in that, I have constructed then a spiritual tool that is really deeply personal to me. And I feel that that's a strong way that all of us can apply that to our lives. We've all got an interpretation of the different practices that we do, and we do things in our own unique way. So, and also the medicine wheel is thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. And so what it meant back then is very different than what it would mean today. Back then, a lot of times the different attributes that came into the wheel were reflective of what that tribe, was experiencing in the climate and the terrain and all of those elements that go into what their day-to-day life was. And so they would construct these wheels that would reflect their life at that time. And quite frankly, our lives are very different today than they were thousands and thousands of years ago. So to answer your question is to not answer your question. Is I'm not going to tell you what the colors of the medicine wheel mean, because I would be here all day deciphering the meanings from all the different tribes. What I would say for you is to find a tribe, or if it's Celtic or if it's Native American or whatever it might be, and if they have a medicine wheel, take that and apply it to your life, and then figure out what feels right for you. What feels really good in your soul. Sometimes when I work with the colors of the medicine wheel, I will go completely out of the box and I'll put green in the east, because to me that means growth. And I might put red in the south because that is that fiery sun where I want that heat and that nurturance. And in the west, I might put brown or orange because I want to reflect that transformation and that feeling of fall and autumn. And in the north, I will put oftentimes white because I feel like I'm going into that void, but that void is that purity of consciousness for me. And that's just how I do things personally. Now, depending on what I'm working with, I may change those colors. I may change the element. I may change the, whatever. Most often, though, for the most part, my wheel stays pretty pretty solid with what I have in different directions because that's just me over the years really working with it and finding what works for me personally. So anyway, I hope that helps. It's a great question, and I do get that question a lot, not just on the colors, but what do all the different directions mean? And although there are some very strong common denominators, there are some pieces of it that really tend to fluctuate depending on what tribe or culture you're dealing with. So anyway, and Buddha's wheel might be completely different since she's Buddhist. All right, bye guys. Hey, so stick with me for just one more minute. I've got something really exciting to tell you that we are just now going to be opening up a private, super private Facebook group for just a very select people who are very interested in this kind of work. So what we're planning on doing is doing some light teachings that will kind of coincide with what we do in the mentorship to give you a little taste test of each of the directions. And so for 9 weeks out of each time that we go around the medicine wheel, we will re-embark on a new direction and give you some challenges and some fun things to do that will kind of line you up with that energy of the medicine wheel. I'll also be doing a live meditation every single week, and we call that Trance Tuesday, so you can guess what day it's going to be on. And in addition to that, we're also going to do, in August, we're going to do a 21-day gratitude challenge. I can kind of foresee that in the fall time, we're going to do a 21-day soul detox cleanse. We'll do 21 days of ritual. We're just going to do all kinds of stuff. So anyway, this is an invitation-only type Facebook group. It's a closed group. So if you want in, then go to the link below and let us know that you want in, and we will make sure that you get a personal invite. So again, go to the link below, get your personal invite, your little golden VIP card, and join us. We're actually going to be starting meditations now, so they probably, by the time you see this, have already started. So get on there and come join the community. Now, wait, before I let you go, before you hit that stop button, this group, this Facebook group is, I want the energy to be super high, and I want it to be really authentic, and I want people to show up. So if you're just joining the group just to have it on a tab on the sidebar, it's not going to be worth your while. It's not going to be worth my while. I want people who are engaged. I want people who are really interested in learning this work. So if you know somebody also that you think would fit that, then please give them this link and let them kind of join up. Or once you're in, you can invite people in as well that you want. But really, I'm very protective of my groups. So please come join us if you really feel called and led to. All right, I'll see you in Facebook or in another coffee. Bye, guys.